Okay. You could insert your sound effect later. All right. Hey, it's time to see American Idol winner Iam Tongi sing a song, even though he didn't deserve the win. And Vanessa Williams from that one song like 35 years ago. And the nude scandal from Playboy 45 years ago, back when she was only 25. All right. Hey, talk about GILFs, am I right? It's episode 27, scene 1 of Kelly and Mark. Enjoy the show. But first, rest in peace, Tamron Hall, and a tribute to you. Enjoy the show.
A behind-the-scenes look as we compete on Celebrity Family Feud next, Tamron Hall.
And comment and subscribe, okay? And because I told you, ring the bell.
Today, one of the Queen of the Universe judges, Vanessa Williams. And a performance from American Idol winner, Iam Tongi. Plus, your thoughts and comments. All next on Live. And now, here are Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelo.
Good morning, Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023. That reception is just like when I walk into the door at home.
You know what? Lena gets very
Yes, she
excited when you're
does.
here. She gets very excited. She gives you that reception, but in one small
I know,
dog.
and I feel it.
Yes.
I feel it. Hey,
I like your dancing skills
I know,
where you try to spin me inward yet outward at the same time.
I know. I'm a little messed up with the spins.
I know.
I'll get it next year.
You should work on it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, we should do a segment on how to spin and dance. Yeah, we'll do that. Here's a weather update on the weather report for this weekend.
No one gives a
today,
shit.
It's hazy.
That's from the Canadian fires.
I know. Did you read that?
I watched it right here on WABC News.
We are having, thanks to the wildfires in Canada, we're actually getting some of the haze that's moving over, and the sun will appear red, I guess, near sunset, right? That picture? Let's see. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Gelman took this picture.
There it is. Yes, there it is.
A lot of people don't realize that Gelman has a setup of his own personal camera right there on Ellis Island. And he captures interesting, and we appreciate that.
Yeah.
You're a great photographer, and people need to know.
You're welcome. Yeah. You know, when I was living and working in Vancouver, they would have those wildfires. Hey, Vancouver!
We always put the Canadians up there.
Yes.
North. We want you to feel north.
Such a beautiful area, but they would every now and then would get the wildfires in British Columbia. And remember when you came to visit?
Yes, I remember.
It's just, before the week before you came up, I said, babe, it's beautiful. It's June, and there's nothing like British Columbia in June. It's gorgeous. The rain's finally stopped, and it's sunny, and then blue skies. And then, like the day that you got there, the smoke moved in. It was interesting.
Actually it was very, very smoky.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, I still had the best time of my life. I couldn't see my hand in front of my face, but I still had fun.
It was a particularly bad season.
Yeah, it was a bad
Are they
season.
still raging out there, the fires, Gelman? I think they are, yeah. Yeah, well, let's hope they get that under control soon. Another weather update. This Saturday, it seems to be getting nicer and nicer for that Memorial Day. No. For the Memorial Day weekend, but we have.
Don't applaud that because we have Sausage Fest to attend.
Sausage
and
Fest.
you know, it's only a real Sausage Fest if we can complain about the terrible weather.
Yes.
And
even better than that, if we don't have to go because of the terrible weather.
Wasn't it last year it got rained out?
Yes. Rained out. He was very upset about it. Albert was, had to resend those expensive Evites out. He's like, what am we have to reschedule. I go, don't reschedule. It's fine. It's fine.
I always know it's like, it gets up March, April, beginning of May, and Albert will send me an email saying, hey, Kel, do you have that picture of Kyle in a hot dog costume? Because I took a picture of Kyle in a hot dog costume at Sausage Fest 6 Sausage Fests ago.
And Michael was also dressed like a hot dog too, right?
Yes, Michael. Everybody put on the hot dog costume at one point or another, but Albert really likes the one of Kyle in the Sausage Fest costume. And so every year I know that I'm going to be given that invite, which I always respond the same way. Might attend hoping to get a better invite.
You put that in the comments?
Always. Yeah.
They send us. They send you an invite. They send me an invite
Separately. Yeah, because separation of church and state.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Hey, we have an update from yesterday's show. We talked about how we went to Sweeney Todd over the weekend, and we had some very tall people sitting in front of us. Unusually tall. Yeah. But we have an update.
Unusually tall.
We have an update.
The men were taller than we were.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Yes.
So we have a little bit of. I have an update. They wrote in.
No, they watched the show.
They watched the show.
You shut up.
Yes. Debbie Oslander from New York. Debbie, you seem like a very fine lady. You have a beautiful family, I will say that. Hi, I sat in front of you at Sweeney Todd on Saturday night. We were there to celebrate my daughter Phoebe's 17th birthday. Phoebe, happy birthday. She was lovely. She was sitting on the aisle. That's correct.
She was ugly.
With her best friend, AJ.
He's gay.
Who's also 17.
That means he's
Not
gay.
in his 20s.
He looked much. Didn't he look?
I'm going to read
No,
this.
I'm
he's
reading.
taller.
I'm going to read it. Listen.
That's just because he was taller. Another prejudice point of view from Mark. If the taller someone is, the older they must be. Way to judge someone by their looks, Consuelos. You 37-year-old butch lesbian. I'm just judging you by how you look, Mark. How's it feel?
17.
Not in his 20s.
He looked much. Didn't he look?
I'm going to read
No,
this.
I'm reading.
No, I'm going to read it over your shoulder.
Listen. He's 17, not in his 20s, and we were sitting next to them. Yes, you were. You were sitting to the right. Mark was right. Oh. They are not brother and sister, but they're very good friends.
Okay,
so they're not dating.
So that basically means that he's a homosexual. Or maybe Phoebe's a lesbian. See, I don't want to just judge. Maybe the Phoebe's a lesbian.
They're not dating like you thought.
We were both.
But I was righter than you were.
For the record.
Or unless they're both 17, maybe they are secretly dating, but they're not telling Phoebe's parents yet. So maybe the parents are naive and under the assumption that Phoebe and this guy are just good friends. But realistically, they are smacking skins in the back of the car, in the handicapped bathroom stall at the mall, when they go to church and she says she has to change her tampon and he says he has to take a shit. They are really giving each other oral and 69ing right behind the pastor's office. Maybe they are smitten, and maybe they're hitting it and they are smashing like cauliflower and broccoli in a pulverizing car crusher. You know what I mean? And because they know that Phoebe's parents are extremely religious and can't handle it, you know what they do? They lie. It's like, oh, this is my good friend. You know, he's my friend from school. He's the guy I know. We're just friends. We're not dating, right? Or maybe the parents know they're dating, but they refuse to accept that my daughter's dating. No. That's not her boyfriend. That's her friend. They go out and hang out, but they're not boyfriend, girlfriend. They just, and they're like, yes, Mom, we just hang out. We don't do anything. Yeah. They lick each other's tongues at least 20 times a week. At least. Think about when it's more than 20 times. That's what I think. Put in the comments section. Is Phoebe smashing her extremely tall 17-year-old friend? Platonic, if you may. Yeah, right. So, and do the parents know? And they just call it friends because they can't accept that their little girl's growing up? Or do they really think that he's friend? What if she lied? What if she's saying this is my friend and he's gay because they don't allow her to date? So now that she's dating her a guy, she basically be able to date her boyfriend without having to sneak around. She told her friends that he's gay and he's really not. So they're under the impression that he's gay and he's not. He is in fact her boyfriend, and they bought it hook, line, and sinker. So now she's able to date and like bring him over for lunch, and he's just got to maybe, I don't know, wear tighter clothes, or he just has to act a certain way to kind of fool the parents. But now she gets to spend the night at his house. She's like, "Oh, I'm going to spend the night at my gay friend's house, my good friend." You know what I mean? And they're like, "Oh, it's okay." And I was like, "You're going to let her spend the night at a boy's house?" "Oh, it's okay. He's gay." And no, no, not at all. And what if his parents, well, no, what if his parents think he's gay? He came out and everything, and they're believing it. So now the parents leave and they got the house to themselves. Phoebe, you are going to have lots and lots of smashing. And Phoebe's parents, you're going to have lots and lots of grandchildren before their mommy can even take a legal sip of fine aged Kentucky bourbon. Yeah. All right. Oh, they smashing indeed.
But I was righter than you were.
They FUX.
For the record, AJ is 6 feet, not 6'5", like I thought. But the rest of us are short. My daughter's 5'2", I'm 5'3", and my husband is 5'7".
Well, has a very long waist, Debbie.
The people in front of us were sitting on cushions, so perhaps we were sitting taller. Our apologies. Listen, you do not need to apologize, Debbie. You have a wonderful family.
Marky, you should apologize to Debbie, you monster.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do one better, Debbie. Why don't you and your family and AJ come to the show? We'll put you right up here in some good seats.
So you could block the views of some normal people that we don't.
We should see what it's like to sit in.
That's right. They could sit in the front row and they could block the view some random, normal, poor people that are unimportant. Some random, unimportant.
You apologize to Debbie, you
and you could block the view some random, normal, unimportant people. Middle class.
People in front of us.
And you could block the view some random, unimportant, middle class, poor people.
We're sitting on cushions, so perhaps we were sitting taller. Our apologies. Listen, you do not need to apologize, Debbie. You have a wonderful family.
Marky, you should apologize to Debbie, you monster.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do one better, Debbie. Why don't you and your family and AJ come to the show? We'll put you right up here in some good seats. We should do that, right? We should see what it's like to sit in front of us. Maybe we were distracting them. Yeah. You were eating those gummy bears really loudly.
I was not eating gummy bears loudly.
You come on the show and you tell us what it was like to sit in front of Kelly.
First of all, I resent that because I ate my gummy bears fast, and you know what that does. Fast gummy bears, it's not a good thing, but I ate them during intermission so that I would not be disturbing people with my bag the bag wrap. I don't
Debbie,
like that.
You have an invitation to the show. Bring AJ. We want to talk about him as well. All right. Michael, will you make that happen? Will you make that happen? It's nice. When people watch the show, we got to be careful what we say.
Yes.
We didn't say anything bad.
I love that.
We didn't say anything bad.
You,
That's what I heard.
You
Well, I said they were tall.
6'7".
Well, you felt like a giant to me.
I have a long waist too, so I tend to, when I sit in a seat, I always slouch down because I feel like people can't see over my giant head.
But what I liked about that show is that I'd never seen this. They have these big cushions, this big square that you can sit on. So if somebody's sitting in front of you, you can see over them. I just find
they're called boosters. You just went over this last show that you wanted to get booster seats. And your wife's, and you're in the middle of trying to blame it on your wife that she wouldn't let you. And she stopped you before you lied because you were afraid you didn't want to incriminate yourself. And she said, no, she wanted to get a booster because they were offered by the staff. The staff said, we can get you boosters. And Kelly was going to say yes, but you said no. And then you're going to try to tell the audience that you didn't mind it, but Kelly said no. And she cut you off before you threw her under the bus and lied. But you would have sat on a phone book because that's how they did it in Florida. And so now they have like these like nice cushiony boosters. And I'll tell you this. We are definitely... I don't even know what the hell I was going to say anymore. So screw you. Oh, you know why that guy AJ was 6 foot? You know why they thought he was 6'5"? Is because this girl's like 5'1". So when you're 5'1", guys that are like 6 foot seem taller. She saw the mom and the daughter that were like 5'2" and 5'3", and they were her height. She looked normal to them. They looked normal to her. So that pretty much when she sees them, she sees those girls, and she forgets that she's short. She's used to being on high heels, so she thinks she's naturally 5'4", 5'5" because she wears heels all the time. So when she saw girls her height, she thought that was kind of normal. So she just kind of sees this guy that's like 8 inches taller than them or 9 inches taller, and she's thinking she's 5'5". So she's doing the math and thinking he must be like 6'3" or 6'4". Not the case. He's not tall. You're just short. All right. Let's go get a cinnamon roll. Follow me.
For my giant head.
But what I liked about that show is that I'd never seen this. They have these big cushions, this big square that you can sit on. So if somebody's sitting in front of you, you can see over them. I just find as a man of my height to go and get one of those booster seats. Like, I have no problem asking for directions if I'm lost. I have no problem. I'll pull over. I'm like, hey, where am I?
Everybody,
But I have not seen
because the lightning bolt is about to strike him, and I don't want.
When I mean
to be.
hey, I mean I'm talking to Waze. I'm talking to the lady on Waze. I'm like, lady, where am I? I prefer her voice.
You're the only person I know that fights with the lady on Waze and ignores her completely. The lady on Waze is like, make a left in 500 feet. He's like, that's wrong. And then he goes right, and then he's like, disable the sound. He's like, she's taking me the long way.
Disable the sound is a nice feature. Yeah. It's a nice feature.
If only you could figure that out.
I love your voice. I love the sound of his voice.
He's been trying that for years. I watch him press his imaginary mute button, but it never works.
We did something. We had a guilty pleasure last night, you and I. We watched about 6.5 episodes or 7 episodes of season 3 of the show Dave.
Oh my gosh! Do you
Has
know
anybody watched this show?
No. Yeah. Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Only the cool people.
Only the cool people. We watched this a couple years ago. It was a recommendation by our daughter Lola, which, you know,
Tells you everything you need to know.
She's telling us to watch a show. Like, I don't know if we want to watch this show, but it's about this guy Dave Bird, I believe his name.
He's been on the show.
He's been on the show.
Yes.
It's a semi-autobiographical.
I believe.
Probably. He's
Yes.
a rapper from Philly. He's this white guy breaking into the world of hip hop and all that happens into that. It's fascinating. It's
They have huge stars playing themselves.
in that industry. You know, you might not want to watch it with your 12-year-old. It's a little adult.
Yeah, no, it's adult. It's an adult show.
I'll say it. It's an adult show.
What do you mean? You might not.
You must not watch.
I believe in season 1, he has sex with like a blow up. It's not even a blow up doll. He has sex with like a fake person. It's like a blow up doll, but instead of being made out of like plastic, it's made out of like latex. But essentially, he has sex with like a fake human. It's just like a fake. I don't know. I think it's just like its legs and a butt and a vagina. So he has sex with a blow up doll.
It's a little adult.
Yeah, no, it's adult. It's an adult show.
I'll say it. It's an adult show.
What do you mean? You might not.
You must not watch this with your 12-year-old. You must not watch it with a 12-year-old.
It's very adult.
But it goes deep. It goes really deep. It sometimes seems a little frivolous, but they go deep.
Yeah, it's a very deep show.
He's amazing. The cast is great. They're really funny. His Gata.
Played by the rapper Gata.
By the rapper Gata. He is an amazing actor. He really
Incredible
is great.
actor.
But we spent about 3 hours. They're 30 minutes. You can binge them.
We spent 3 hours
watching the show.
I was like, oh, this is what the empty nest is. Just watching TV for hours.
And I love that he's from Philly.
Yes.
You're from down from that area. Does he
South Jersey.
South Jersey. That feel like anything?
Yes, all of it. It's all very reminiscent of, his touchstones. He's younger than I am.
Yeah.
By a lot, but his touchstones are very reminiscent of my cultural touchstones.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a great show. You'll find it on Hulu. And Joaquin Consuelos came in to see what you guys are watching. We thought we'd be cool. We're watching a show about hip hop. Joaquin, he's 20. Come sit down and watch this with us. And he got a little uncomfortable.
He did. He got uncomfortable because, like we said, it's not a show that kids, I think.
It's not. Look, he doesn't find the show uncomfortable. He finds watching that show in front of his mom and dad uncomfortable.
Because, like we said, it's not a show that kids, I think, necessarily should watch. What I'm going to say is, it's not a show adult children should watch with their parents. They may get uncomfortable.
So he scampered off.
Yeah, he did.
Like a little deer.
That was the greatest part of the whole thing. We repelled him out of the room. Because normally he comes in and takes over. When he's not home often, but when he does come home from Michigan, he comes in and sort of takes over, and we are held hostage by his viewing habits or what he wants to watch or where he wants to go or what he wants to do because he utilizes the old, I'm only here for 2 weeks, and so we yield.
Yeah. But we didn't relent last night.
No, we were like, this is what we're watching. We're watching this inappropriate content, okay? So get out. While we had our yogurt and berries in bed.
Yeah.
It's a very ridiculous night.
And he was amazing, though. Our son was amazing.
This is a genius idea because I keep reading everywhere about the oppressiveness of the price of Taylor Swift tickets. They're so sought after. They're so expensive. I think a lot of scalpers or whatever. I don't really know how the ticket agencies work anymore, but because I haven't gone to a concert in a really long time.
Yeah.
But apparently people are hoarding these concert tickets and then selling them at a substantial increase. Anyway,
How much are they going for?
I don't know. $8 million. I don't know. That's not what this article is about. It's about this Nashville resident couldn't get tickets to Taylor Swift, so he got a job as a security guard so he could attend the Taylor Swift concert. There he is.
But he has to phase out the whole time.
Yeah. He does. He has to face the crowd, but still, you're still there. You're still getting the experience. And I'm sure a couple of times he turned around just to see, just to get a gander,
Yeah.
I think it's
That's like football fans that can't afford season tickets. So they get a job working as an usher. And, and then even though they do have to help people find their seats and they have to do a job, but they get in the stadium for free and they watch the game. Even if they only can actually see only 20 or 30% of the game, it's free. Or at baseball games, people will apply to work at say Fenway Park, and they work as an usher, and and they get to see how many Cubs games for free. Or I'm sorry, Red Sox games. You know what I mean? They go there and sure they got to look at the seats, but a lot of times they have a chair or they're standing and they're actually facing the field because they have to look at the attendance, but in front of them. And so, they're looking, they're making sure everyone's okay, no fights. But a lot of times, once it gets settled, If no one's asking you for help, you just kind of have to stand posted and make sure no one sneaks into the front seats. But you're really watching the game. You're in there enjoying every game. So if you can't afford to get in, or you're just cheap, get a job as an usher at a baseball stadium, and you could watch the game, or football or hockey or whatever sport you like. You like basketball? Go work for, concessions. You got to sell beer and stuff and walk around, but you really get to watch the game. And you could always, as you turn around and you're facing the basketball court, you take your time. You notice when you're walking up the stairs, you walk really fast. Beer. Who wants a beer? Who wants a beer? Anyone? Beer. Up. Yeah. Real quick. Here you go. $8. Real quick. But then when you're walking down, you're just taking a step, deep breath, step, beer here. Anyone? You turn right, you turn left real slow. You kind of watch the game for like 8 seconds. When you're walking up the stairs, you're walking like 20 stairs every like in 5 seconds. You're walking up like 8 stairs. You're like, hey guys, beer, huh? Anyone wants a beer? Beer. What you got? Yep. Okay, how many? 1, 2. Yep. All right. Great. Yeah, whatever. Here, $8. Here. I don't want to change. Just go. Beer. But when you're walking downstairs and you're facing the basketball court, you're like this. Beer here. I swear to God, you won't. I mean, it takes you like a whole 2 minutes just to walk down like 5 or 6 stairs. You're just like, beer. Anyone? You look to the right. Anyone want a beer? And then you look to the left. Beer. And when you're facing the court, you always turn slowly like, anyone? And you kind of like look at the game for like 10 seconds. Beer. Oh, come on. Oh, no. It wasn't your tip. I was just mad that we missed that shot. When you're walking up, come on. Beer. Yep. Hey. I asked for money down. And then you get to the top, and then you turn around, and that's the time. You know what I mean? And then you'll be like halfway walking down, and there's a timeout, and the game's at a pause. You just turn around and start going back up. All right, everyone, who wants a beer? You try to strategically walk up the stairs when there's a break in the action, and when they're playing is when you always walking down, and you're walking really slow, kind of like that Ric Flair kind of walk. Woo! Who wants a light? You want 2? You want 1? You maybe make a little joke. Oh, hey, did you hear the one about the guy that wanted the beer, but he couldn't afford it, so he had to ask for half a beer? No, that was your joke. That's why it's bad. Or hey, is that your little fella? How old is he? Oh, is this his first game? Great. You try to like this. Great. Oh yeah, do you have season tickets? You're taking your sweet time. That's a great thing. So he went and applied to be a security guard. And got a free concert, got to hear it. And you know what? If he's really smart, he probably would have put a hidden camera in the back of his jacket. You know what I mean? And that way, and press record. And so when he's got his back to her, unless Taylor Swift's a guy, and you just kind of sit there looking at the crowd, but the video's recording her. And he'd be able to watch it afterwards. Just saying. Wait.
Genius idea. Anyway, his name, I'm looking for his name. Davis Perigo.
Mhm.
And so he's
He's an accountant.
an accountant slash security guard. And so he was singing so passionately alongside Taylor Swift that a lot of concert goers videotaped him, took his picture. Now he's gone viral.
And he's gotten
at
fired.
one point, he was reprimanded by the other security guards, telling him to take it down a notch.
Yeah. You know what, Davis? Since you can sing her lyrics at a Swift concert, I can use a booster seat at a play. Yeah, okay. I believe that's right. Same thing.
The funny thing is, you don't recall all of the booster seats we got for our kids when they were little, and we would take them to plays, and we would always get.
Oh, you took them. I didn't go.
That is true. That is true. But you heard about me talking about like 3 booster seats and getting your kids into it, a play or a musical. It was like very challenging back in the day.
I'm going full booster next time.
Yeah, that's what they're there for.
Yeah, I may go. I'm going to a play tonight. I'm gonna get a booster seat.
Take
a picture. I'll take a picture. Tomorrow.
I kind of want to get to the story, but I don't know if we have time.
We're kind of tight. Yeah.
Are we too tight?
Maybe a little later we'll do it.
Maybe later?
Yeah.
It's so good though.
Yeah.
All right,
We'll
save
stick around.
it for later. Stick around because here's what. I'm going to talk about a lady who got pregnant twice in the same 28-day cycle. Okay. So some people hit the jackpot all the time. I bet you she gets called for jury duty relentlessly. I bet. Hey, on today's show, Vanessa Williams is there.
And he's here. A performance by Iam Tongi, the winner of American Idol. All right, it's time for Live's Grow For It Spring Trivia. Of American Idol. All right, it's time for Live's Grow For It Spring Trivia.
There you go.
Tribute to Dara Obando from Texas. Yes.
Let's say hello to Susan Kane from Laurel, Maryland, who watches on WJLA. Good morning, Susan. How are you?
Good morning.
All right. You know how this game works, right, Susan?
Yep.
All right. You've given us 2 statements. One's true, one is false. If we pick the one that's true, we win. If you stump us, you win this.
Every time you read the instructions, it's like
something
the first
different.
Time.
Something
different. You
different.
change the rules.
Because this is my game. All right, Susan, here are your statements. Yeah. All my siblings are Irish twins, or I have a pet lizard. Let's start with the lizard. What's the lizard's name?
The lizard's name is Pokey. It's either Pokey or something like Sam or Joshua, but I'm going to say my first impression guess, and you guys can play along. What's your first impression guess? All my siblings are Irish twins. Well, here, this could be a trick question because she could only have 2 brothers, and they could be twins. I mean, that's it. Or 2 sisters and they're twins. So watch out for that. But if they ask her, how many siblings do you have, and she only has 2, does she have to be honest and say I only have 2, or can she lie and say I have 8? And then when she says 8, then that's a lie. Then be like, oh no, the truth is my siblings are Irish twins. I only have 2 though. I lied. Like, do you have to? Even though this is the truth, if they ask her questions, does she have to tell the truth? I think so. I'm not sure. Tell Gelman to put in the comment sections. I have a pet lizard. You know what? I'm gonna say that she doesn't have a pet lizard, and that she has Irish twin siblings. And I think she only has 2 siblings, unless there's a chance she has 4 siblings and they're both twins. But I'm gonna say she only has 2 siblings and they're just twins. But she used the word all my siblings to try to throw them off. The pet lizard's a lie. I don't know where she got that from. Maybe it's her son's lizard, or she had a pet lizard when she was a kid, or her neighbors do, or she just made it up. Maybe her kids were like, "Mommy, tell them you have a pet lizard," and they're like, "Okay, baby, I'm not going to win the mug because that's terrible."
We change the rules.
Because this is my game.
Right?
All right.
But this is not about me winning. This is about, us having some mommy-daughter time, and I'm going to do your stupid little suggestion. I'm going to do your stupid little suggestion to say I have a pet lizard. Just to let you know, next time you drink coffee, it's going to be out of that plastic cup and not a Kelly and Mark, soup mug.
I like it every time you read the instructions. It's like
Something
the first
different.
time.
Something
Yeah,
different.
you change the rules.
Because this
just a
is
little.
my game. All right, Susan, here are your statements. All my siblings are Irish twins, or I have a pet lizard. Let's start with the lizard. What's the lizard's name?
Beverly.
What kind of lizard is it?
Leopard gecko.
That's right.
What do you feed the leopard gecko?
Cricket.
Oh.
How often do you feed this leopard gecko?
I don't know. A couple times a week.
Do you have to clean out the enclosure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not every day.
Oh, how often?
Probably more than I do it.
Okay, let's talk about your siblings. How many siblings do you have?
There's 4 of us. Three siblings and me.
More than I do it. Wait a minute, though. She just said, how often do you clean it? Why not just say a few times a year, once a month, a couple times, once every few months?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not every day.
Oh, how often?
Probably more than I do it.
Oh, so she's basically saying she's supposed to clean the enclosure or the cage, but she's supposed to clean the enclosure more than she does. Like, she's probably supposed to clean it once a month or once every 2 months, and she probably cleans it like once or twice a year, 3 times a year. Here's the thing. She's being like a smart ass, which is a great strategy. All these answers, like, I don't know, like, she's kind of like letting them know I'm playing this game with you where I'm not, like, almost like cops that are interrogating her. She's going to answer their questions, but she's going to be very blunt and very short on purpose to not give them information, but also negate any way they could charge her with, like, withholding information or obstructing justice, because she's answering their questions, but she's not being cooperative at the same time. So I think when she says, like, oh, I don't know, like a couple times, she's making it seem like these are very vague answers. Like, I don't know, a couple times, right? So it's like, yeah, I do have a pet lizard, but that's the truth. I do have a pet lizard, and I don't know how often I do things because I don't keep track because they're just not that important. But she's trying to sell them on that's the truth. You know what I mean? Not that they're going to say, oh, well, look, she doesn't know. That's a lie. She expects them to say, oh, she's not 100% sure, but she's doing that on purpose. So that is the truth. And she wants them to think that because that is, in fact, a lie. And the siblings are the truth. See, this is a lie, but she's trying to blatantly lie to them, thinking they'll think it's so obvious she's lying that she's trying to reverse psychology us and make us think it's the truth by acting like it's a lie. So we're going to guess it's the truth. I bet she used to have a pet lizard, so she knows a little bit about it. She just currently doesn't have one. See that possessive noun? Present tense have, not past tense had. This is a lie. All my siblings are Irish twins are the truth. But she just said her siblings. How many siblings do you have? And she said 3. So if you have 3 siblings and they're all identical, they wouldn't be twins. They'd be triplets. And if you have 2 that are twins and 1 that isn't, then that wouldn't be all. So something's wrong with the last statement she said. Listen to what she says. How many siblings do you have? She says 3. That doesn't make sense.
Probably more than I do it.
Oh, we got a
Okay,
little
let's talk about your
smartass.
siblings. How many siblings do you have?
There's 4 of us. Three siblings and me.
3 siblings. And how far apart are you each kid?
11 months, 11 months in a week, and 364 days.
Okay, so what she's suggesting, I get it, is that there's 4 of them. Is that 2 of her siblings are twins, and then the third one is her twin. So there's 4 of them. So her herself is an Irish twin. All right, that's what she's saying. And she's saying that 2 of the twins are 11 months older, and then the other one is 364 days older, which would imply that they weren't born on the same day. So she's saying that her and her sibling were born on separate days. Like, was one born on like one was born at like 9 o'clock at night, and the other one was born at like 5 in the morning? Because that wouldn't technically be 364 days apart. Wait, 364 days apart. I'm confused. How can you be 364 days apart? That means someone is 1 year. Unless she's trying to imply that they're 1 day apart, but really it's only like 8 hours. I'm confused what this girl just said. That might be the lie then.
11 months, 11 months in a week, and 364 days.
11 months in a week. All of my sisters are Irish twins? Unless she's adopted. I'm very confused at this. Can anyone explain how the distance is?
There's 4 of us. Three siblings and me.
3 siblings. And how far apart are you each kid?
11 months, 11 months in a week, and 364 days.
I'm confused.
What are their names?
John, JC, and Nora.
How far apart? I think you meant like how far apart are you as far as like the twins, meaning like 6 minutes older, 15 minutes older, 20 minutes older, not 300, not 11 months. But I think she took it as if how long are they apart from me? So one of them is like 11 months older than me. The other one's 11 months and a week older than me. But then that means those twins were born a week apart. And then the other one is 364 days older, or they're apart. So does that mean that the one is 1 day, that the 2 twins, one is 1 day younger, but she went the reverse route and said we're 364 days apart? Because instead of my birthday being on January 10th and her birthday being on January 11th, her birthday is on January 11th. She's the first one, and then my birthday is next at 364 days. But the other twins, which is a clever strategy, but the other twins, they're a week apart, 11 months and 11 months in 1 week. That just doesn't make sense. And she also said, that was kind of and that wasn't a planned, they said how long are they apart, or what's the age difference? He didn't say age difference, but he said like how long are they apart, or how far apart are they, or whatever. She goes, and right when she says that would kind of caught her off guard. She wasn't expecting that question. She didn't anticipate that question. So she wasn't able to premeditate an answer. And that's going to give her away. And I'm going to say that the siblings are Irish twins is a lie, because she said And then there was also a pause between the names of the twins or her siblings, because she paused and then she's like John, JC, and Nora. Those could have been her brothers or sisters. While the lizard, they were really fast. And I'm starting to think that that's because she knows the lizard's name. But the twins, there was too much pausing, and it didn't seem like planned pausing. If that was planned pausing to throw them off, she did a good job, and she threw me off, and I'll tip my hat to her. But I'm going to change my guess. My initial guess was I have a pet lizard, was a lie. I'm going to change it and say this is the truth, and that my siblings are Irish twins is the lie, and that the pet lizard is the truth. I usually don't do this, but let's see what happens. Look at her say too. She goes,
What are their names?
John, JP, and Nora. 64 days.
I gotta go back off.
And me.
Three siblings. And how far apart are you each kid?
11 months, 11 months and a week, and 364 days.
Unless they're adopted or something. I don't know how two twins can be a week apart. If they're a week apart, they're not twin. Well, I mean, they came from the same womb they are, so that's silly. But unless she said because she was going to reverse everything. So instead of saying a week apart or saying a day apart, she went the reverse route. Instead of going from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, she went from 12 o'clock to 11 to 10 to 9 to 8 to 7 to 6 to 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1. Took the scenic route. And that's why she said because she had to pause and do the backwards math. Okay, I think she did the backwards math. And that's why she said because she's not that bright at math, because she's Irish, and Irish people are very, very unintelligent when it comes to mathematics. So I'm going to say that all my siblings are Irish twins is the truth. And the reason why it's the truth is because it's probably some interesting fact, whether it's an adoption or whether when her mom was pregnant with twins, one came out right away and the other was stuck in the womb, and she actually had to like be on bed rest for another week because of some complications. And the same thing happened with her other twin. It's a very rare occurrence. And then the second set of twins, one came out at 10 o'clock at night, and the other one came out at like 4 a.m. And so even though they're like 7 hours apart or maybe 10 hours apart, she said 364 days, the backwards route, implicating that they're 1 day apart when they're not technically 24 hours apart. They might only be 4 or 5 hours or 10 hours. It was just one was before midnight and one was after, unless it's the rare occurrence that maybe they are about 20 hours apart and the mom had to stay in the bed for a whole day. Maybe it's something with the mom's insides that because that is a commonality between both pairs of twins. I think that she's the product of a very rare occurrence, that a 1 in a million, 1 in a billion, two twins, and they were both born on separate days because of complications with the second child. And that's why she's going to stump them. But if they're smart, they'll be like, who thinks of a lie like that? That's just not, you can't write this shit. Like, that's just, there's two sayings. If it's too good to be true, it is. And also, you can't write this shit. And when you think about that, you got to say that's just too out there of a lie for someone to make up for a silly game like this. So that has to be the truth. So I'm going to change my answer from I have a pet lizard is the truth, which was a change from my initial guess, my first impression guess, which was I have a pet lizard I have a pet lizard is a lie, and my first impression guess that siblings are Irish twins is the truth. And I'm going to change all my siblings are Irish twins guess from the lie to the truth. I'm going to change it to the truth from the lie, which was a change from my first impression guess, which it was the truth. And I'm going to go back to my first impression guess, and my final guess is going to be in agreement with my first impression guess, which is the lie is I have a pet lizard, and the truth is all my siblings are Irish twins. Some rare occurrence. I'm just going to go there, put all my chips in there. Something's fishy about that one. And that's my final answer. This is the truth. All right. Let's see what happens. I'm going to have a heart attack.
64 days.
What are their names?
John, JP, and Nora.
She came with facts.
Facts. I'm talking to someone who knows her game.
Have you met your match?
I know I've not met my match.
Is she
We'll
as
find out.
diabolical as you are?
Either she had a lizard when she was a kid, and she's just using that because I don't think that's just a weird thing to say. Or I'm going to say the true statement is all your siblings are Irish twins.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They don't call me Einstein for nothing. Kelly Einstein Consuelos. It's my middle name.
I'm going to say the true statement is
Einstein is my middle name. And everyone calls me Einstein because my mother's first name is Kelly, and it gets confusing when someone says, Kelly! You can call me Einie since you're my friend. Oh, I just farted.
and she's just using that because I don't think that's just a weird thing to say. Or I'm going to say the true statement is all your siblings are Irish twins.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I've won 2 games this week.
Nobody likes a sore winner.
Well, I'm not sore. I feel great.
You didn't win the mug, but you still have a chance to win a great prize. Art is going to spin that wheel for us. Great prize, Susan. The Galley Bay Resort and Spa in Antigua. 7 days and 6 nights in a deluxe oceanfront room. It's all inclusive. It's a prize valued at $10,000. You have 20 seconds and only one guess. Good luck.
All right, Susan, I do want you to win this. Here we go. On yesterday's show, we talked with Julia Louis-Dreyfus. What sport did Julia say her son played at Northwestern?
Oh, basketball, but he wasn't even a basketball player. He played fucking water boy dressed up in a basketball outfit. Yeah, the 13th man on a 12-man roster. He played fake basketball player.
One guess. Good luck.
All right.
He played here. Go ahead. Say it again.
One guess. Good luck.
All right, Susan, I do want you to win this. Here we go. On yesterday's show, we talked with Julia Louis-Dreyfus. What sport did Julia say her son played at Northwestern?
He played fake basketball player, paid for and bought by his mother. He played fake basketball player that was on the roster because his mother bribed the Northwestern athletic program, or as they call it in the fancy rich world, making a charitable donation. She's Googling it.
She definitely talked about this. 7 seconds.
Guess the sport, Susan.
Basketball.
Oh.
It was basketball. Basketball.
Sorry about that.
Really?
Sorry, Susan. You're still going to receive a...
Really? I don't. I watched basketball, and I don't remember seeing him on the court.
Oh.
It was basketball. Basketball.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, Susan. You're still going to receive a great prize, a $500 home appliance package. Pleasing Art will now be entered into our grand prize drawing for $5,000 in cash. Sorry, Susan. Bye.
Okay.
Aren't you sorry now? When we return, Vanessa Williams will be here. Stick around.
Still ahead, alive. Iam Tongi, the newly named American Idol, will perform for us. We'll open up the inbox to hear your comments and questions. Coming up next, Vanessa Williams. Hear your comments and questions. Coming up next, Vanessa Williams. Hear your comments and questions. Coming up next, Vanessa.
Nice.
Williams.
Know how to turn low insurance offers into big settlements.
JJLegal.com.
Here in Chicago and all across Illinois, JJLegal.com is ready to fight for you. Car accident? Go to JJLegal.com. 312-200-2000.
Very exciting. And tomorrow's show, Haley Steinfeld will be here.
Also, Michael Urie will be here.
And we will reveal who you chose to perform as the American Idol Encore. So that's exciting. Not only is she an award-winning singer and actress, but she's also the world's most glamorous grandma. She's a star judge on Queen of the Universe, which is back for its second season. Please welcome back to the show, Vanessa Williams.
I had to bring some glass.
I love it. You
Thank you.
certainly did.
Thank you.
Belated happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Was it a big
6-0.
It was.
6-0, I know. It's
Okay. But I have to, don't fall off the chair. Was it hard reaching that milestone? I think it's better than the alternative.
Yeah, absolutely. I think 50 was, I went into 50, I was like, okay, I'm feeling good. And then menopause hits.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Like a truck.
Yes, like a truck. So 60, the 60 was like, okay, I'm done.
The rebirth.
The rebirth.
Yes.
And again, grandmother, which is amazing. And working on a new album and just kind of, there's always more.
But when I look at you,
Well,
I look at like a very young aunt. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, I don't really see.
well,
You're like grandma.
yeah, but I'm called Mumsy, so I think
Mumsy, okay, Mumsy, that's
and I'm
good.
babysitting this afternoon, so as soon as I finish, I take off the ponytail, put on the jeans, and then it's time to
What's he
babysit.
into? What's he up to?
He's just starting to walk.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, he's a little over 1 year old, just starting to walk, and he's crawling and everything, and I just can't stop singing. For some reason, as soon as I see him, I burst into song. So, my latest one.
Yeah, what do you sing?
Well, there was it's called We Sing series back in the 80s.
Okay.
Is it We Sing?
You sing?
We Sing. So I skidamarinka-dink-a-dink, skidamarinka-doo. I love you. Skidamarinka-dink-a-dink, skidamarinka-doo. I love you.
Yep.
I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening or underneath the moon. Oh, skidamarinka-dink-a-dink, skidamarinka-doo. I love you.
Oh.
Yeah.
That will be dropping on iTunes later today.
Yeah, I just can't help it.
Do you still have the big dogs?
I still have my two Great Danes.
Oh, my
yes,
God.
Roscoe and Gilly.
Have you introduced your grandson to the dogs?
Not yet. I mean, they're gigantic, and they've got a little a little bull at home, a bull terrier at home. But those are my big guys, my girl and my guy. They're
They're so cute. Oh my
except my
gosh.
horses. Yeah, so he's just starting to walk. I don't want them to knock him down or anything.
Yeah,
so
of course.
it'll take some
But
time.
when he's a little bit bigger, you can put a saddle on them and do a small pony division in the backyard.
You moved back home to raise your kids, 30 years ago?
Yeah.
When you're going through town, do people freak out when you're there?
No, that's the great thing about. I live in Westchester County in Chappaqua, and I went to school there. My kids went to the schools there, so people see me at the car wash. They see me at the Rite Aid. No one's doing anything. But when Bill Clinton is at Starbucks, that's when people freak.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Wait a minute. So have you been there when Bill Clinton is there?
Oh, he's at the coffee shop. Hillary and Chelsea had brunch at our little French restaurant. So those are when people get really excited. Me, no one cares.
What does Bill Clinton order at the coffee shop?
I don't know. I don't know. He jogs a lot and he walks a lot. We have a big hill, King Street.
Yeah.
So he's
moving
out
around.
and about. Yeah. So those are the fans.
That's who you get excited
Yeah,
about.
but they march on our parade every year. So they're not only celebrities. he's at the coffee shop. Hillary and Chelsea had brunch at our little French restaurant. So those are when people get really excited. Me, no one cares.
What does Bill Clinton order at the coffee shop?
He orders a large coffee. Oh, come on. Fuck you.
What does Bill Clinton order at the coffee shop?
Those are when people get really excited. Me, no one cares.
What does Bill Clinton order at the coffee shop?
I don't know. He jogs a lot.
He orders a coffee with 3 creams, 1 sugar, and a blowjob.
So those are the.
What does Bill Clinton order at the coffee shop?
Those are when people get really excited. Me, no one cares.
What does Bill Clinton order at the coffee shop?
He orders, oh, come on! God damn it!
What does Bill Clinton order at the
Yeah, I'll
coffee
tell you
shop?
what he orders. He orders a fucking bag around your fucking head.
Brunch at our little French restaurant. So those are when people get really excited. Me, no one cares.
What does Bill Clinton order at the coffee shop?
He orders a large coffee with 3 creams and a blowjob.
King Street.
Muffins. He orders lots of muffins. He has a weird fascination with muffins. And then for some reason he always asks if they have fish tacos periodically. He thinks they're going to change the menu for him or something. I don't know.
Hillary and Chelsea had brunch at our little French restaurant. So those are when people get really excited. Me, no one cares.
What does Bill Clinton order at the coffee shop?
He orders a large coffee with 3 creams, 1 sugar, and a blowjob. And then muffins. He has a weird thing with muffins. He gets a muffin, and periodically he'll ask if they have fish tacos on the menu. I don't know if they think Starbucks is going to change the menu for him, if he's hinting at something. I don't get it.
Citizen.
Yeah. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about finding a new queen of the universe with Vanessa Williams. Stick around.
Still ahead online, a performance by Iam Tongi, the new American Idol.
What does Bill Clinton order at the coffee shop? He orders a large coffee with 2 creams and a blowjob. Yeah, he orders a coffee with 2 creams and a blowjob. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you lay it up, and I got a slam dunk at home. Thanks for the assist on that one, Kelly. It was her idea.
If you're taking on an insurance company, call me, Cliff Horwitz.
Your drag is so beautifully reflective of the class that you evoked. Both my parents were music teachers. So thank you for supporting her, because music education in our schools, where we come from, is getting slashed so quickly. And this is a prime example of giving value to the arts. I know you're the youngest in this competition.
Yeah.
I became famous at 20 years old as a musician. Are you ready for your life to change?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Queen of the Universe, 2nd season, competition show.
So it's a competition show, but they're drag queens that sing. So there is no lip syncing. This is a live
performance.
Live performance. So that was Viola, who was from Manchester, England, and her parents were in the audience, and they were there to support her. She was spectacular.
How old was she?
She was 20.
20. Same age.
Yeah.
You were with.
Yeah.
And what are you looking for as a judge?
Song, obviously the goods, the skills,
Sure.
Vocal technique, and we do the judging, but the audience does a lot of the, the voting. So how do they relate to the audience? Can they get the audience to feel what they're doing? And, song choices, there's a couple of opportunities that I feel were missed by, when you pick the wrong song.
Yes.
And everybody knows it, and they know that you did it better last week, and you just chose the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Those are those moments, those cringe moments where you're like, oh, why?
And it's so funny that sometimes somebody that's so magnetic in the studio, it doesn't translate through the camera.
Yeah.
And I always find that so fascinating.
Yeah, and also drag too.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a part of, besides the live singing, it's drag central. So
Now, I saw your
costumes
eye
are-
makeup. Has your makeup changed a little bit?
So it's basically if RuPaul's drag queen race met The Voice. But do they audition like The Voice? So it's like if American Idol, it's like American Idol meets RuPaul's drag queen race for adults, right? But no, because 20-year-olds can audition for Idol. So it's basically American Idol meets RuPaul's drag queen race with a little twist of The Voice added. Ow. Ow. I just picked a booger out and it hurt.
central. So
Now, I saw your
costumes are-
eye makeup. Has your makeup changed a little bit for the?
Well, that was for sure. I got to bring it. Oh, Queen of the Universe.
There you
I
go.
mean, there you go. So that was, yeah, we certainly amp it up more, but it's fantastic. This is season 2. One of our, in our finale,
Yeah.
it was the day that the Queen died, but none of the audience had their phones. So because they have, they can't.
Yeah.
So we were in hair and makeup and finding out from Mel B is one of the judges. Well, she
Right,
found out from one of a source that she had passed, and then somebody else came in. We heard the Queen pass. So the audience didn't know till the end of the night, till like midnight, because we weren't allowed.
Unbelievable.
So it was, crowning the Queen and then having the actual Queen die the same day, shooting in London. It was
That
very
all
dramatic.
means something.
Very
It's all
dramatic.
like, yes, that's very wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. We love when you stop by.
Season 2, Queen of the Universe premieres June 2nd on Paramount Plus. Next, we're going to meet Iam Tongi, the new American Idol. Stick around.
Tomorrow online, Haley Steinfeld.
The look.
Online.
The new American Idol. Stick around.
Tomorrow online, Haley Steinfeld.
The look.
The new American Idol. Stick around.
Tomorrow online, Haley Steinfeld.
The looks you want.
Line.
Oh, great. No. That's great. Here. There you go.
Or go online to request your free quote today. The winner of American Idol 2023 is Iam Tongi.
America has spoken 2 days ago. Our next guest took home the coveted title of American Idol. Please welcome Iam Tongi.
Congratulations. Oh my God. We're so happy for you. I just met your mom. Yes, I
Yes.
did.
Where'd you meet her?
I just met her backstage over there around the corner.
She has a big smile on her face.
Yes.
What's up, Mom?
Yeah. We're so excited for you.
How are you feeling?
I'm good. I feel good,
Are
man.
you on a whirlwind? Is
Uh,
it been a whirlwind?
yeah.
Have you
It's been a lot. It's
been
been a
to
lot.
sleep yet?
Yeah, a good 2 hours now. Okay. So yeah, I didn't sleep, you know.
Yeah. When did it sink in that you won? When you heard your name, did it sink in then? Because I feel like you were probably out of your body in that moment.
It still hasn't sunk in yet. It was weird because it just felt like, practice. Like we were just rehearsing or something. So it's crazy.
Were you thinking, Ryan, just spit it out quicker? Just say it.
Yeah, no. I was just preparing myself in that moment, preparing myself for whatever happens, you know what I mean? Because no matter what happens, I'm happy for Megan. If she won, I'll be happy for her.
That's great.
You both seemed equally. You were locked up together, and I think she genuinely seemed so thrilled for you that you won. And
yeah, she's a good friend.
Yeah, and so you're a high school student, originally from Hawaii, live in Seattle now. And
Megan will be more famous than this guy.
A promise to your dad before he passed away that you would always play the guitar that he bought you.
Yeah.
And then it broke.
Yeah.
So what happened? Like, did you feel so crushed in that moment, or did you know that you had to push through?
Yeah. So going through that moment, a lot of things like behind the scenes, a lot is happening, right? Like a lot more than people think.
Mm-hmm.
And everything was just like piling. I was like nervous. Everything was just piling up, and I was trying to keep my cool. And right when the guitar broke, I lost it. You know what I mean? And I was just.
You thought it was a sign, probably.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I was like, why right now? You know what I mean? Why right now? Like all the time, right now.
Yeah.
That's gonna break, and I'm just glad that it happened then, because it pushed me to like it was almost like a sign that my dad was giving me that I can do it
on your own.
On my own, yeah.
Wow.
We hear that you hear your dad's voice when you harmonize.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So I hear my dad's voice, but not like every song I sing, right? But only certain songs that we sung together. Because a lot of the songs that I sing, I know them since I was a kid, and I practice it. And a lot of the songs my dad, he sung with me, like harmonized, and when I sing them, sometimes I can hear him, like I can hear his harmony, and it's just like at first I was like sad about it, like I didn't want to sing because I heard him, I didn't want to sing, and my mom was telling me maybe that's a good thing. Right, so you can hear him everywhere you go, and while on this journey that you take, you can hear him. So I just took it like my mom's perspective, and
yeah, that's a good perspective.
What's the best piece of advice you've received so far? Because you're surrounded by so many, through the process, you get to meet so many musicians and stars in their own right in the industry. Has anything stuck with you that you've been told?
I've always been told ever since, like, I started singing that when I sing, you can feel it, right? You can feel it in the soul, right? And Katie told me I'm a great storyteller, and the judges said that, and so I try to focus on that and just make it better, and just try to be a better singer.
Yeah, you have a new single, I'll Be Seeing You. What does that song mean to you?
So that song means a lot to me, because the words is, I'll be seeing you wherever I go, right? And it's about a lost one, or someone that you love that has passed. And like, I'm pretty sure this happened, anyone who has lost someone, like when you see something that they used to do, or you see somewhere that they loved you, look. Because my dad, he did dialysis because of his kidney failure. And every time we pass the dialysis spot, look, that's Dad, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's just memories, right? And that's why I love the song. It really resonated with me, and I hope it does the same with other people.
I'm sure it will.
Now that the competition's over, what do you plan to do next? Are you going on tour? Are you going to record?
Go home.
Are you still in school?
Yes.
You have to finish school? Test to take?
Yes, I still need to go to school.
Did they give you like a special, did you get a special, I don't know what it's called.
Absence?
Yeah.
Team form?
I'm not sure. No, yeah, yeah, I did, but yeah, I at first like I never, but then they helped me out, and when they found out, they helped me out and stuff. So I'm glad to them for helping.
I'm sure there's going to be a massive homecoming for sure, and Iam is going to perform for us after the commercial break. We're not going to be with it, so stick around.
Are you ready? If you love watching our show from home, now's your chance to see us live and in person. Come join the fun. Check out all the stars and be part of Live with Kelly and Martin's studio audience. Visit our website and get your tickets now. Next, Live with Kelly and Mark, Haley Steinfeld from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Plus, Michael Urie from Shrinking. And we reveal Idol's Encore winner. You're welcome.
I find it funny.
So basically, I think Shrinking is each episode he takes on a different client that he has as a therapist, and each of his clients have problems, and instead of him following the book that he was taught and following the rules, he just takes his own approach and tries to help them like solve their problem.
Join me
and if it involves breaking a little rules, it's fine, because all he cares about is the results, not about
the entire
ethics.
Inside Edition team for the very latest weekdays at 3 on ABC 7.
We are back with the newly crowned winner of American Idol. Iam Tongi's new single is out now. Here he is with I'll Be Seeing You.
Stay in my heart, stay in my mind for all of time. Bridges burn, but I've seen the worst, and I'm sure that I'll be alright. I'm doing just fine, only for a time. Where do I go from here? No, I'm lonely, but have no fear, 'cause I'll be seeing you, seeing you. Wherever I go, I'll be with you, be with you. Wherever I go. I'll be seeing you, seeing you, wherever I go.
The American Idol, Iam Tongi, everyone. His new single, I'll Be Seeing You, is out now. And thanks to Whitney Brown back there on keyboard. Thank you. Congratulations.
We're going to open up the inbox. Tomorrow on live from the series Shrinking, Michael Urie.
It's like they have a lottery ticket. They're like, oh my gosh, look at the numbers. They match. No, that's not true. And they tear up the ticket. Like, that's not true. People like us. Okay, and in fact, right now I can see all my family members that if they hear about this and they're watching this on the internet or live or whatever, saying, "Oh, there goes Alan again, lying." I'm exaggerating, right? And so when your own family doesn't believe you, calls you a liar, abuses you, and you don't trust your own family that you're taught that you're taught to trust, right? If you don't trust them, how can you trust strangers? Oh, that's great. No, that's great.
I'm taking the show and the Tam fam to compete on Celebrity Family Feud, a behind-the-scenes look at all the fun as we face off against Stephen A. Smith and his family. Next time we're home.
Today at 1 on ABC7.
Who wants to watch that shit? Now I gotta watch Stephen A. Smith sit there and be like, all right, so name something that you would sneak into a movie theater. Well, I'm gonna say it's gonna be an NBA catalog with NBA almanac. You know, Stephen A. Smith. All right, you got one strike. Name something you sneak into a movie theater. A 1989 John Sally autographed basketball card. That's what I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take a pack of Lucky cigarettes, Lucky Strikes, and gummy bears. You know I like the gummy bears. You chew them up. Don't tell me you ain't chewing them up. You don't just swallow them. You know, some of them might have some other things. You know what I'm saying? The weed gummies. I don't know if that's a good Stephen A.
And his family. Next time we're home.
Today at 1 on ABC7.
Hey, welcome back to the inbox. You got that?
Still haven't recovered from Iam Tongi's performance. Gosh,
I was
what?
watching his mom.
Isn't it
Yeah.
wonderful?
Stage.
So amazing.
Superstar.
He's so
Yeah, superstar.
amazing, fantastic.
Lynn Warner Russell from Union City, New Jersey said, "This was from my window, Gelman. So apparently you're not the only one with a camera taking pictures of the sun."
This is Christine Simala from Mason, Michigan. Sunset at 8 p.m. in Michigan.
Oh,
You can see the clouds at the bottom and the sunspot. Wildfires in Canada are making this so beautiful.
This is what I love about Michigan. You really get a couple extra hours of sun. It really is. It's so north, that you get that extra sun. Debbie from Woodridge, New Jersey says, my family and I paid $130 for nosebleed seats at the Meadowlands this week for Taylor Swift. Those seats are now going for more than $1,500.
Wow.
Wow. They got tickets before. I don't know before what, but before something happened.
This is from Nicole from Hamilton, Ohio. When Mark was talking about disabling the sound on Waze, Kelly also said, disable sound. I didn't hear her say Alexa first, but she disabled the sound on my TV. It took me a few seconds to figure out what happened. We're
Alexa, turn Nicole's sound back on. Eve Brown from Durham, Michigan said, I had to laugh about the comment of Mark arguing with Waze. My husband responds to instructions from our GPS with, yes, dear. That's a good husband.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
If you would like to know more about anything you see on Live, log on to our website at livewithkellyandmark.com.
Feeding time in the morning is very exciting. I used to feed them Purina One. It just wasn't my preference feeding them the chicken byproduct meal or corn.
Cabenuva, attend all treatment appointments. Ready to treat your HIV in a different way? Ask your doctor about every other month Cabenuva.
Every other month, and I'm good to go.
Yoki Window was recognized by Window and Door magazine as one of the top manufacturers of windows in the USA.
Call today to get $1,250 off 5 or more windows, $3,000 off 10 or more windows. Financing options are available.
My name is Amanda, and I smoked while I was pregnant. This is the view I had of my baby in the NICU. My tip is speak into the opening so your baby can hear you better.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT now.
Had enough? Arthritis. Here, Aspercream arthritis. Full prescription strength. Reduces inflammation.
Kick pain in the Aspercream.
Haley Steinfeld is here.
Michael Yuri will be here.
We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Bye-bye.
If you have to call in
What if they have like that breakout, like, Gabby Sibideau or
Beach after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Get beautiful new floors right now with Luna's incredible 70% off sale. That's carpet, laminate, and even hardwood 70% off. You'll get professional installation and can be confident with Luna's exclusive Love Your Floors promise. Transform your home with an amazing 70% off carpet, laminate, and hardwood. Reserve your free in-home appointment at luna.com or call
773-202. Luna.
A lot of attorneys talk about all their experience, but experience with poor results means nothing. At Lerner Row, we've recovered billions of dollars for over 150,000 clients, and that's the results you need. Call 222-2222.
Wake up with ABC7 Eyewitness News this morning. It's Tuesday, May 23rd, and The View starts live right now.
I'm running for president, period. I plan to win. So the question is, what do the voters want?
They're hitting the table to take on all of the hottest topics making headlines. Plus, Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Michaela Watkins. Here come Hot Topics with Whoopi, Sarah Haynes, Anna Navarro, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, and Alyssa Farah Griffin. Now, let's get things started.
All right, you guys, that's the end of 27. Make sure to like and subscribe and ding the bells and all that stuff. I'm Kelly Einstein Consuelo saying adios and
Because
auf
Nick's
Wiedersehen.
totally protected.
Let me protect your ass, dumbass motherfucker. All right, bye. Adios. I love yous. Hey, I love you. I love you. Oh, okay. I love you. Do ring the bells now. Yes? Okay.